Organization structure, there are two types of organization structure. First one is non-SAP, or what is the basic organization structure in a, let's say, in a company, and next one is a SAP organization structure. Okay, so the first one is non-SAP organization structure. So when we have a organization, let's say a big company, it is called a, let's say a big company is there. Big company means, let's say Reliance, or let's say Tata, or let's say ITC. Any kind of company might be there. These are having different kinds of, like, in this company, these are some group of companies, like let's say Tata group of companies, Reliance group of companies, and ITC group of companies. They are having different business unit. Let's say in the Reliance, they will be having some let's say refinery unit, they will be having some let's say telecom unit, they will be having some gas manufacturing unit, they will be having some, um, let's say Reliance, you'll be having some um, like Reliance Smart, Reliance Trends, so there will be fashion categories, business will be there, and there will be some FMCG department will be there. So FMCG is also a big business. So there are multiple lines of business inside a group of companies. Same with Tata, there will be, let's say Tata Steel will be there, Tata Motors will be there, Tata group of hotels will be there, and Tata, if we say, let's say telecom business is there, and let's say some airlines business is there. So there are different kinds of business, or there are lines of business are there. Similarly, if we take an example of ITC hotels will be there, ITC, let's say FMCG will be there. So there are different lines of business for every group of companies. So let's say here this is a big group of company, let's say Reliance or Tata or ITC, let's say anyone. So let's say we are taking an example of Tata. So let's say Tata is having three different line of business. First one is Tata Steel. Next one is, let's say, Tata Motors. Third one is, let's say, Tata Hotels, right? So there will be having three different business units. So every business unit, they will be having some plants or some point of action where the actual business is happening. Okay, so normally Tata Steel, in somewhere, in some place, they are manufacturing the steel. Okay, same with the Tata Motors, in some places they are manufacturing the motors, or they are manufacturing the cars, right? And Tata Hotels also same, different places they might be having some hotels will be there. So this is, if we call this is a company, let's say Tata Steel is a company, Tata Motors is a company, and it is a part of this big company, right? This will be a part of big company, where here you can say in the big company or in the group of company, there might be different line of businesses will be there, means businesses will be different. But here if we see in the company, then here their agenda or their outcome is simple, right? It is a single outcome, like they, here they are only manufacturing the steel, right? And here they are only manufacturing the motors, and here they are only providing the hotel services, right? So these are a single point of businesses are there, or single line of businesses are there. So these are, we called it a company. So in this company also, we will be having some locations or some places where actual business or actual processes are happening. So let's say Tata Steel is having, let's say, one location where actually the steel is getting manufactured. So that place or that location, we call it as a plant, where the actual some business activity is happening. So that is called a plant. Let's say one plant is in Gujarat, Jamnagar. One plant, let's say it's in let's say it's in Gurgaon. One more plant, let's say it's in West Bengal. West Bengal or Chennai, anywhere you can say the place where the Tata is manufacturing the steel. That place is called as a plant. Okay. And again, every plant, wherever you are manufacturing something, there you need to store some product. Let's say you will be needing some raw materials, you will be manufacturing some of the product, the final product, you need to store it somewhere else. So those kind of places we call it as a stores, right? We call it a store. Let's say store one, let's say store two. Okay. Let's say the store one and store two. Let's say here the store one is for raw material, and in store two we are placing the finished material. Okay. So there will be inside the plant, there will be locations where we are storing the materials, right? So it is called a stores, right? So every, let's say in every plant you need to, like, you are storing some raw materials, so you are purchasing some raw materials, or you are purchasing some other materials. To purchase everything, you will needing, or you will be having some purchasing department, right? So here every plant you should be having one purchasing department, right? So you will be having purchasing department in every plant, right? Every plant will have some purchasing department. They will be purchasing these kind of, like, let's say raw materials, or any kind of semi-finished material will be there, or any kind of intermediate material will be there. So they will be purchasing all the things, whatever materials are required, they will be purchasing all the things. So these are the purchasing department. Okay. So basically, if we see the business, this will, from a procurement perspective, we need all of these kind of things. Let's say a plant we need, a storage location we need, and we need a purchasing department, right? So this is basically, every company will be having these kind of organization structures. Okay, these kind of organization they will be having. Every company, they will be having one plant where the manufacturing or the business will be happening, line of business will be happening. And there will be some stores will be there where we are storing the material, the raw material or the finished material, whatever is material is there, we can store either in one storage location, we can place it, all the things we can store it, or we can store it in a different storage location. Okay. So then next one is purchasing department. So basically this is a non-SAP organization structure. These are the organization structure looks like in non-SAP. Okay. So if we compare this, or if we transform this one to our SAP organization system, how that will look like. So as we seen, first one will be the company. Okay. So before company in SAP there is a client. Okay. So what is a client, what is a company, what is a company code? The differences we'll be looking into it in after this discussion we can look into it. So basically, first there will be organization structure, or top organization structure will be client. In SAP, if anyone asks you in the interview what is the top organization label in a SAP structure or SAP organization structure, what is the top organization structure, you can say it as a client. Okay. So inside the client you will be having a company, or you can have many companies also. You can have under one company, one client, you can have multiple companies also. Okay, that is not a issue, not a problem. You can have multiple companies also, but let's say here in one client, inside that client you are having one company. Okay. So in SAP, company is a 6-digit alphanumeric code. Okay, 6 digit. Let's say it is a 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, let's say this is a company. So in SAP, company is a 6-digit alphanumeric code. Means either you can take some letters, either you can take some numbers, or you can take a combination of numbers and letters. Okay, that is means this is called a alphanumeric code. So this alphanumeric code, company is not that much of important in SAP, because we don't have much settings inside the company, or we don't have that much of let's say any dependency on the company. But here the most important thing is client. Okay, so client, then we will come into, let's say, company. Here let's say this is the Tata Group, which we seen in here. We can say, let's say, TAGR. Okay, so let's say this is a Tata Group, this is the company. Okay, inside the company we have seen there are, so here this is the group of company. We have seen this is the group of company. This group of companies, we are transforming it, or we are mentioning it as a company. Okay, so this is the company, means Tata Group is a company. So inside this Tata company we will be having different business units, like we have seen the Tata Steel, Tata Motors, Tata Hotels, this will be there. So how we can define that one? That we can define as a company code. Okay, company code, this is important. Okay, after this client, after this client, this company code is important for us. Okay, why important for us? Because we have some dependency on it, we have some settings, means some configuration inside the company code, that is important for us. Means from let's say from finance point of view, we will be looking into it. Okay, so if someone is asking you what is the, let's say, what is the SAP organization structure, then you can say client and company code, not the company. Company is not a, like, it is not that much of important, so we don't use that. Okay, so it is not used that much. So client, inside the client you can have a company, then inside the company we can have a company code. Okay, so company code, let's say here this company code is a 4-digit alphanumeric code. Let's say you can take either 4 letters or 4 numbers, or combination of both. Let's say here company code we are assigning, let's say Tata Steel as T100. Okay, let's say here we are having one more company code, let's say we are having T200 for our Tata Motors. Let's say we are having T300 for our hotels. Okay, let's take an example. So we are taking, let's say, T100, T200, T300. Here we are just taking an example. Whenever you are going to your client side, or whenever you are going to implement a SAP, these nomenclatures or these names will be decided by your client, not by you. There will be no suggestion, nothing will be there. These names will be decided by your client. They will be saying, like, you need to tell them like this is a alphanumeric code. Whatever suits you or whatever is feasible you can take an, you can provide us the name or the number, whatever you need you can provide us, we will be setting over that. So these names, whatever names we are taking or we are considering it, as a functional consultant, this will be not on your part that you can decide what should be the company code, what should be the client, or sorry, what should be the company code, what should be the plant, or what should be the storage location. Everything will be nomenclature or names will be decided by your client. You just have to inform them that this is a 4-digit code, or this is a 3-digit code, or this is a 6-digit code. You just have to mention them. Okay, so here let's say there are company code, so you are mentioning this T to 100, 200, 300 for 3 different type of business. Let's say in the company code T100, as we have seen, this is a Tata Steel. Let's say in the Tata Steel we have mentioned it as a T100. Okay, so inside the Tata Steel we have seen there will be different plants will be there. So similarly inside the company code in SAP also we will be having some plants. Let's say T110 and T120. Okay, so this is basically, this is also, plant is also a 4-digit alphanumeric code. Likewise you can take either number range, number or letter, or a combination of both. Okay, so this is also plant. Function will be similar, function will be same, whatever the non-SAP organization structure is there. Okay, what is the non-SAP organization structure is there, what is the function is there, it will be same in SAP also. Okay, in the SAP the function will be same, but here some parameters are different, or in SAP there will be some how we call it in SAP that might be different, but functionality will be same. So here inside the company code there will be plants. Okay, there will be plants. So inside the plant, as we have seen, there will be some storage locations, right? There will be some stores. So stores, we call it as a storage location. So first one is, let's say, storage location 1 and storage location 2. Similarly, storage location 1 and 2, you can give it a name as a 4-digit code only. Alphanumeric, you can take any kind of name. So let's say this is raw material, we are taking RM01, finished material, let's say we are taking FM01. Okay, again these names will be decided by your client only. Whenever you are going to the project, when you are working on a real-time project, these names will be decided by your client. Okay, so here we will be having storage location. So similarly, when we have in the non-SAP organization structure, we are having some purchasing department, so that we call as a purchasing organization inside the plant. So purchasing organization, here we can have a purchasing organization. This is also a 4-digit code. You can take any nomenclature, let's say P110. It is assigned to the plant, that's why we are taking similar kind of purchasing organization, let's say 110. So here in SAP we have 3 types of purchasing organization, okay, that is widely used. First one is a plant specific purchasing organization. Second one is a company code specific purchase organization, or we call it as a central purchase organization. Third one is a reference purchase organization. Okay, so let's say your purchase organization is assigned to the plant. Okay, so whenever it is assigned to the plant, it will be a plant specific purchase organization. Okay, so this is a plant specific purchase organization. So if you are going to create some purchase orders, or you are going to create some purchasing document, then you need to have a purchasing organization which is assigned to the plant. This is the basic requirement. If you want to create a PO, then the purchase organization needs to assign to your plants. Okay, the second one is, there might be some other purchasing organization that we can assign to the company code. Okay, directly we can assign the purchasing organization to the company code, and this purchase organization will be liable. They can create the, let's say we are creating some contract, okay, for the overall company code. Means in the company code we will be having different plant. For each plant there are some similar kind of materials are needed. Let's say to manufacture steel they will be needing coal items. Okay, they will be need some let's say manganese or phosphorus kind of item they will be needing. In every plant they will be needing this. So overall this company code will be procuring all the material. Let's say coal is procured from the Australia, so you will be not procuring the material from the plant perspective, but you will be procuring the material from the company code perspective, right? So in that case you will be having one purchase organization assigned to your company code that will be handling all the contract, or all the let's say any kind of contract or agreement. So that will be doing this contract or agreement kind of thing through this central purchase organization. We call it a central purchase organization. Okay, central purchase organization we can assign directly to the company code. Okay, but whenever you are having a contract, so let's simplify this thing. Means a purchasing organization, you just remember till now there are 3 types of purchase organization. We will be, when we are going to the purchasing organization creation, at that time we can see the different types of purchasing organization and what are the different kinds of functionality of them. Okay, so right now you can assign purchase organization either to the plant or to the company code. Okay, so if you are assigning the plant to the purchasing organization to the company code, we call it a central purchase organization. If we assign to the plant, it is a plant specific purchasing organization. Okay, so now this is basically our organization structure. Okay, so if anyone is asking you what is the organization structure of SAP, okay, if anyone is asking you what is a SAP organization structure, then you can say SAP organization structure starts with client, then to company code. We call it as a COCD, also called company code. Okay, then it is a plant. Okay, then it is storage location. Okay, this is the organization structure of SAP, or you can end it with SAP plant also, that is no issue, but you can say client, company code, plant. Okay, client, company code, plant, and storage location. This is the
So
S
purchase organization, it doesn't come under that.
no, in SAP it
Okay.
will not come. Okay, because in SAP we will be having, let's say SD will be there, there will be some PP will be there, so there will be different kind of organization will be there. For SD there will be sales department will be there, right? Sales organization will be there, so it is not a part of SAP organization structure. If we say SAP organization structure, this is the standard. We will be having a client, we'll be having a company code, and we'll be having a plant. So this is our standard SAP organization structure. If anyone is asking you what is a SAP organization structure, SAP organization structure, if anyone is asking you, SAP organization structure will start with purchase organization. Okay, this will start with purchase organization. Purchase organization is the top organization level of SAP in our top organization level is purchase organization. Means most of the data what are we are using inside the SAP that will be getting stored in the purchasing organization, and it is the most important part of like any procurement activity. It is the most important part, purchasing organization. So this is the top organization level of SAP Then after the purchasing organization, you will be having plant. Okay. Next, the least organization structure will be storage location. Okay. So storage location is not that much of important for point of view. For SAP that is storage location is not that much of important. If you are going to the next module, let's say SAP or any kind of warehousing, if you are going to that point, then storage location will be important, because in that point storage location we are storing the material, then it will be important part of the organization structure. Okay, but if we say the SAP part, okay, SAP means first top priority will be purchasing organization, next will be plant, least will be storage location. Okay, understood this difference? So in
Yeah.
interview you will be getting these questions, definitely sometime you will be getting this question, what is a SAP organization structure and what is a SAP organization structure. Okay, so basically these are the organization structure. So now let's see what is the difference between client and company. Okay, client, company, and company code. What is the difference? Mostly you will be getting these questions in the interview. What is a client? What is a company code? What is the difference between them? Okay, first let's say client. So client is a top organization level of SAP. Okay, where we are storing all the settings, configuration. Settings means the user profile. Okay, user profile, and then anything, let's say user settings and any kind of settings and configuration, all of the things are related to or relevant to client. So these are done in the clients. So user, you are creating a user, so you can create a user. So without taking any reference of, let's say, any plant, company code or anything. You are not taking any reference. Directly you can going into the client and you can creating the user profile over there. Okay, so most of the major settings are done inside the client. Okay, so this is the client, this is the top organization label. In here we are doing all the settings and configuration that we will do inside it. Okay, so the next one is company. Company is not that much of important, but we just normally we need to assign any company code. We just need to assign to the company, so that's why we just create a company, but it is not having any impact or any like it is a not that much of let's say it is not a mandatory that we create a company. Okay, so inside the client we will be having company. Let's say one company is also possible, multiple companies are also possible, that is not a problem, but normally in one client we normally have one company only. Okay, next one is company code. Okay, what is a company code? Basically company code is a legal entity for our business. So it is a So any kind of audit is happening. Let's say you are doing some audit, you are doing some, let's say you are extracting some reports, or you are doing some, let's say, accounting type of things, like you need to check your financial report. Everything will be done under this company code. So basically your GL accounts, your reports, let's say financial, any kind of finance related, let's say any finance, let's say chart of accounts, everything you'll be getting into these kind of things you'll be getting know, like once we proceed with the next steps you can be able to know like in a detailed view. But basically company code is our legal entity, or this is a finance related, all activity will be done inside the company code. Okay, so if you are needing to do any kind of audits or anything, you will be doing it in the company code label. Okay, inside the company code label only you will be doing the all the, let's say, like finance, any kind of finance activity you can do it inside the company code label. Okay, so this is basically the difference between client and company code. So client is basically, it will be settings and configuration will be done inside the client, so the configuration and settings will be client specific. Okay, the user profile, these will be client specific only, and company code is a legal entity for our, let's say, for the financing part it is a legal entity. Okay, any kind of financing activity, any kind of audit activity, it will be done with the company code. Okay, so this is the difference between client and company code. Many interview question they will be asking what is the difference between client and company code. So basically you need to tell them this, like basic configuration and user profile settings, all these kind of things are done inside the client. So any kind of configuration kind of things, those are clients prospective. But if we see the company code is basically it is a legal entity for our financial activities. Okay, so this is the company code. So this is the basically difference. Okay, so plant, already I have told you, plant is a place where your like manufacturing or business kind of activity will go on. Let's say if you are not having a manufacturing unit, you are having, let's say, some storage, look, let's say you are having some FMCG kind of, let's say you are a trader. Okay, you are trading some goods, so for that you are having a warehouse. So your warehouse can be your plant also. Okay, so in that case, like you don't have any manufacturing unit, but you are storing every, like your business, every business will be happening inside a warehouse, so that warehouse also you can call it as a plant also. Okay, so this is the plant. Storage location also, storage location is the where we store the product. Okay, store the product. So now let's go to the Okay, it's already time. So let's join with one more session. Then we can discuss on the purchasing organization.